Welcome to episode 21 of the Italian Americans in Hollywood podcast series. I'm Daley Giacopella.
And I'm Sadie, Bruni.
We got such a great response to our Coppola Clan Shorts video
We did.
that we decided to do a full episode on them and their impact on Hollywood.
They're an amazing family.
To help you all follow along, we've included a family tree diagram in the show notes.
Yeah, it can get a little confusing with so many of them.
So to explore this dynasty, we'll follow the path we started in the Shorts video and use Francis Ford Coppola as a focal point.
He's definitely the most well-known.
Born in Detroit, Michigan,
April 7th, 1939.
his work has become legendary.
He's had a huge impact on cinema.
Just the Godfather trilogy alone secured his place in film history.
Absolutely.
And then you've got films Apocalypse Now and The Conversation.
Really showcasing just how good of a storyteller he is.
His films are so thought-provoking.
They really make you think about family and morality.
And sadly, he lost his wife, Eleanor Neal, in 2024.
That's right.
But his legacy of encouraging creativity in his family.
It lives on.
Yeah, it's amazing how his family has so many artists.
It really is.
And it all started with Francis's parents, Carmine and Italia.
Their influence is obvious in all his work.
So Carmine was born in 1910
In New York City.
to immigrant parents.
From Bernal, Italy.
And he was this amazing musician
A flutist and a composer.
and went on to score films.
Including The Godfather.
What a story.
You can hear his classical music background in those scores.
They add so much to those films.
They really do. It's haunting and beautiful.
And it's so interesting how his love of music influenced Francis's visual style.
Really is.
It's almost as if you can see the music playing out on screen.
I agree.
And then you have Italia.
Also with Italian roots.
Her parents were from Naples.
But she was also born and raised in New York City.
And her father, Francesco, was also a songwriter and composer.
So the arts were already strong in her family.
And Italia really emphasized her Italian heritage.
And that's shown so much in Francis's work.
The family meals and the traditions and cultural identity.
It's more than just set dressing.
It's part of the story.
Yeah, Carmine and Italia's home was full of creativity.
And Italian tradition.
And that really set the stage for this amazing artistic dynasty.
But it didn't stop with Francis.
No.
He has two siblings
Talia Shire,
and August Coppola.
who both made their own marks.
Please subscribe and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts.
And check out the books on the Coppolas.
Links are in the description.
So Talia Shire
Starred in Rocky.
and The Godfather,
She's amazing.
her characters often have this quiet strength.
And August wasn't in the spotlight as much
But he was a professor of literature.
and had a big impact on the next generation.
He helped shape Nicolas Cage's career.
So you have Francis,
Talia.
all finding success in their own fields.
And really making the Coppola name synonymous with artistic talent.
And that torch was carried by the next generation.
Starting with Francis's children
Sofia.
and Giancarlo,
Sofia is an Academy Award-winning filmmaker.
known for films such as Lost in Translation.
She was the third woman ever to be nominated for Best Director.
And the youngest.
Her films have a really distinct visual style.
And often explore themes of isolation and longing.
Then you have Roman,
A writer and director.
who's worked a lot with Wes Anderson,
His films have a whimsical quality.
and a quirky sense of humor.
Then there's Giancarlo.
Francis's eldest child.
He was also a filmmaker.
But his life was tragically cut short in a boating accident in 1986.
A terrible tragedy
But it's clear that he had that same creative spark.
that runs in the whole family.
They all inherited their father's passion for storytelling,
And they've all pushed the boundaries of filmmaking.
each bringing their own unique vision.
And that's what makes their work so interesting.
They all carry on the Coppola legacy,
But in their own way.
adding something new to the family name.
And then there's Francis's nephews.
There's so much talent in this family.
Nicolas Cage is a Hollywood icon.
He won an Academy Award for his role in Leaving Las Vegas,
And then there's Jason Schwartzman,
who many will recognize from his work with Wes Anderson.
especially in Rushmore.
He brings such a unique energy to his roles.
He does.
And his brother Robert,
Balances acting.
with his music career as the frontman for Bruni.
It's amazing how much talent is in this family.
And it's not just them.
There's also Matthew Shire
Callow Cage,
and Christopher Coppola.
who are all involved in the arts.
Each nephew brings something new.
And they've helped expand the Coppola family's reach.
Across so many mediums.
It's really remarkable.
The next generation is already stepping into the spotlight.
Francis's granddaughter, Giancarla,
Named after her late uncle.
a beautiful tribute.
Connecting the family's past with their future.
Sofia's daughters, Romy and Cosima Mars.
They're growing up surrounded by art and creativity.
Who knows what they'll end up doing?
It's so interesting to think about how they might shape their own artistic journey.
The Coppola grandchildren are still young.
But they're already showing interest in following in their family's footsteps.
It seems that Coppola's influence on Hollywood is going to continue for many years to come.
It really does.
It's a real testament to family
Heritage.
and passion for the arts.
Now we need to acknowledge some other crucial figures in the extended family.
Starting with Francis's uncle, Anton Coppola.
A renowned opera conductor.
He had an amazing career.
He even composed for film,
His influence in music was so significant.
especially for the younger generations in the family.
And then there's Susan Coppola,
A cousin.
who also contributed to the family's artistic endeavors.
It really goes to show you how deep those artistic roots run in this family.
The Coppolas are a real tapestry of talent
Passion.
and heritage,
This web of artists.
each contributing to a remarkable legacy.
Makes you wonder what sparked such a creative environment.
What factors came together to create this breeding ground for artists?
It's a good question.
Maybe it's the Italian heritage,
The emphasis on family.
the inherent value placed on artistic expression.
Perhaps it's all of the above.
But whatever it is,
The Coppolas have left their mark on Hollywood.
and the world of art.
And when you talk about leaving a mark,
We need to talk about the Coppolas and the Academy Awards.
so many nominations and wins.
It really shows their impact on film.
Let's break it down.
Francis Ford Coppola has 14 nominations,
And 5 wins.
including Best Picture and Best Director for The Godfather Part 2.
And The Godfather.
Some of the most celebrated films of all time.
Sofia has 3 nominations.
And a win for Best Original Screenplay for Lost in Translation.
She wrote that.
And the Academy thought it was the best of the year.
A very well-deserved win.
Nicolas Cage has 2 nominations.
And a win for Best Actor for Leaving Las Vegas.
What a performance.
Raw and powerful.
And finally, Carmine Coppola won Best Original Score for The Godfather Part 2.
A masterpiece.
It really sets the mood and atmosphere.
Hard to imagine the film without it.
It's amazing to think that one family has contributed so much to cinema.
It really is.
In total, the Coppolas have 20 nominations.
And 8 wins.
It's a legacy that's hard to beat.
And they're still going.
Please subscribe and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts.
And check out the books on the Coppolas.
Links are in the description. The Coppolas are such an inspiration.
Care.
They show the power of heritage
The importance of family.
and the magic of filmmaking.
Their story is a reminder that creativity can blossom anywhere.
And that talent can run deep within a family.
It's inspiring. As we look at the Coppola family, it's obvious that it's more than just Hollywood success.
Yeah, it's definitely a story about family and heritage and how creative energy can be passed down through generations.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're carrying a torch and each member adds their own flame.
And their Italian-American background is so important to understand them.
For sure.
We talked about how Carmine and Italia instilled a strong sense of their heritage in their kids.
Right, and you can see that in Francis's films.
Totally.
How he shows family dynamics and traditions and the importance of food and being together.
Even the music he uses.
Yeah, it all shows how connected he is to his roots.
And I think that authenticity resonates with audiences,
It does you feel you're experiencing a real culture.
not just a Hollywood version.
And it's not just Francis either.
Right.
Think about Talia Shire's performances.
That strength and warmth.
Often associated with Italian mothers.
Even Nicolas Cage.
Even in his more eccentric role.
There's an intensity, a passion that could be seen as part of his Italian heritage.
It's subtle, but it's there.
This connection to their cultural identity
It makes you wonder how heritage shapes us.
as people and as artists.
And with the Coppolas, it's led to this body of work.
That's both American and Italian,
They've really bridged those two worlds.
and created something special.
And they don't shy away from showing how complicated that can be.
No, they don't.
In Francis's films, you see the good and the bad.
The love and the conflict,
Especially in immigrant families who are trying to navigate a new culture.
and find their place,
It's a really honest portrayal of Italian-American life.
with all the messy parts.
And I think that honesty is what makes their work so relatable.
So human.
It's important to remember that this family has had its share of tough times.
Of course.
Losing Giancarlo was devastating.
Absolutely.
A reminder that even with success, life can be unpredictable.
But they kept going. They kept creating.
Honoring their heritage
It shows how strong they are as a family.
and how much they support each other.
Through everything, they've held on to their values
Their love of family,
and their passion for art.
and that's reflected in their work.
It reminds us that even with all the chaos,
There's still beauty
stories to tell,
and connections to be made.
You put that perfectly.
Thank you.
Please subscribe and watch our shorts, videos, and other podcasts.
And check out the books on the Coppolas.
Links are in the description.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about their films, I can't help but think about how they've affected me personally.
Really? How so?
Well, growing up Italian-American, I saw so much of my own life in their films.
It's powerful to see yourself represented on screen.
It's more than just seeing familiar faces.
Or hearing familiar accents.
It's seeing those dynamics.
That humor.
Those values.
Even the struggles.
That are unique to your culture.
Right.
And for me, the Coppolas just got that Italian-American experience.
They weren't afraid to show the hard parts.
The contradictions.
The beauty and the challenges.
Of being part of a culture that has so much tradition, but is also changing in a new world.
Exactly.
And that's why I think their work connects with so many people.
No matter their background.
Because their stories are about family.
Whoa.
And finding your place.
Those are universal themes.
And the Coppolas with their unique mix of talent and heritage.
They tell those stories so well.
They're timeless and personal at the same time.
We've talked about a lot, but with a family as big and influential as the Coppolas, there's always more to discuss.
Before we finish, I'd like to touch on something that's always fascinated me about their story.
What's that?
Legacy.
Right. The way they've passed down not just talent, but also this real creative spirit.
For generations.
It makes you think about what creates that kind of environment.
What helps artistic talent grow in a family for so long?
I think it's a few things.
Okay.
First, there's a deep respect for the arts in the Coppola family.
From Carmine and Italia encouraging their kids to be creative,
to Francis supporting his kids and nephews.
It's clear that they value artistic expression.
And celebrate it.
And it's not just filmmaking either.
No, we see it in their music.
Writing.
All kinds of art.
They embrace creativity in every form.
I think collaboration is also really important.
They work together so much.
They support each other's ideas.
From Carmine scoring Francis's films to Sofia casting Nicolas Cage in her first film.
They get the power of working together.
Of combining their talents to create something bigger than they could alone.
And they work with people outside the family, too.
Yes. They've built this network of artists.
Who all share their passion.
Wes Anderson, for example.
He's practically a Coppola at this point.
He has worked with Roman and Jason a lot.
It shows that they can create a whole community of creativity.
And then I think it's also their willingness to take risks.
To try new things.
From Francis's filmmaking techniques to Sofia's directing style.
They're always innovating.
Challenging the rules.
Finding new ways to tell stories.
And that's what's kept their work so fresh and exciting for so long.
All those things combined are why the Coppola legacy is so strong.
A legacy of passion and collaboration and innovation.
And a deep respect for art.
Please subscribe and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts.
And check out the books on the Coppolas.
Links are in the description. Their story is so powerful.
It is.
It shows that creativity is a gift that can be shared and passed down.
And that it can have a huge impact on the world. And it's important to remember that it's not just the famous Coppolas.
Right.
There's this whole group of them behind the scenes who aren't as well known, but are still so important.
Editors, the producers,
cinematographers.
They all contribute to making these films.
It really is a family business.
Everyone has a part to play.
And that shared purpose is part of what makes them so successful.
It is. It's a creative system that they've built.
Mentoring each other.
Challenging each other.
Inspiring each other.
And the results are clear.
They've made such a variety of films.
And they all have that distinct Coppola feel.
That attention to detail.
That visual storytelling.
The interest in human nature.
And, of course, that Italian-American element.
It's always there.
And that's why their work is so captivating.
And relatable.
And why it lasts.
It's safe to say the Coppolas are one of Hollywood's most important families.
A true dynasty.
And their story isn't over.
No, not at all.
Every new generation adds something new.
New voices are coming in.
Bringing new perspectives.
It's exciting to think about what they'll do next.
What kind of films they'll make.
What stories they'll tell.
How they'll continue to change cinema.
It's a legacy that's built on talent and family.
Please subscribe and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts.
And check out the books on the Coppolas.
Links are in the description.
I think we've given everyone a pretty good look at the Coppola family.
Yeah, we've just scratched the surface.
But hopefully we've shown how talented they are.
It's been great talking about them with you.
I agree.
Thanks to everyone for listening.
We hope you enjoyed learning about the Coppolas.
They're proof that creativity is powerful.
And that heritage is important.
And that cinema is magical.